welcome back to another episode of On the Social for the Last Waltz blog. Obviously today we're going to be answering your questions that you've sent into us. Reece, do you want to start? Do you want to start the first one, mate?
Yep. First question we've had is from Reece Boast, and he has asked, "Do you feel the players still believe in Justin?"
I think the simple answer to that one, Reece, is absolutely no. I don't think he does. I don't think they do. I mean, last week, I think Dak threw his shirt off. Obviously, the situation we've had on social media, I think if they had any respect for him, I don't think they'd be doing that at all. I don't think they believe in the system. I think they want to change as well, to be honest.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think they're a bit fed up with it all. Especially the fact that, like I say, with the system, it is changing week in, week out. I don't think they really know what's going on, what they're meant to be doing half the time. And as a result, that's why results that are happening, I think. Next up, it's from Jay Wilson, who was basically asked, why with the squad we've got are we so bad? Well, the manager, as we keep pointing out, we think essentially his tactics just don't seem up to it, really.
I think surely, and I think certainly most Gills fans will agree, is that with a squad of players, you've got to play to their strengths to get the best out of them. As you can see, when we're playing a diamond, he's trying to play a winger and Wagstaff narrow. As a winger, your natural position certainly isn't going to be a narrow one. You're going to feel kind of out of place if you try and play a right winger, right centre midfield. 3-5-2 is the same thing. Certainly in a 3-5-2, if a team is coming at you and you're playing a centre midfielder, right wing back or left wing back, as he's done with us at Davey, you're not going to get the best out of the players.
Even with the wing back system, he's asking Konchesky at, 35, to play as a wing back.
Yeah,
it's just not going to go, really. And I think I don't really know what formation we played yesterday. I'm sure Josh will fill us in on it later. But according to the radio, I think Wagstaff was playing on the left at times, which he plays on the opposite side. And we have got the players here. It's just you need to play your best players in the proper position to get the best out of them.
Yeah,
and we don't do it enough.
Certainly, when we had that podcast with Josh Wright, I made a point with Wright that you get the best out of players when they're happy. When they're happy and enjoying their football, and they're not going to be enjoying themselves as much if they're playing out of position. And certainly, if they're playing out of position and losing games, there's only one guy that has got to take the criticism for that, and that's the manager.
And on the subject of the manager, the next question is from Warren Potts. I'll put it politically correct. Why is Edinburgh still our manager? I don't know.
Only Scully can answer that.
Yeah, there was initially it was. I put a poll out before the Oldham game last week saying if we lost, does he stay or does he go? And it was actually in his favour to stay. And then obviously it happened last week, and people put polls out again, and it was sort of like 70% had sort of swung and said time for him to go. And after yesterday, it would look at 75-80%. There's a minority now of people who are with him, and you'd think that once it's a backlash on that scale.
If you think about it, Reece, this is what is worrying, mate. Is that with the squad of players we've got, the last 3 games, we've lost to 2 sides that were League 2 last year, and 1 side that always finishes bottom half of League 1 year after year after year in Oldham. How is that acceptable? Tuesday night, Walsall. I'm finally going to one game, but Tuesday night, we're not going to get anything. We're not going to get anything on Walsall.
I cannot see it.
Or against Walsall, should I say. Beat us last year. Charlton on Saturday. You know what? 2 games at Priestfield, we lose both of them. Certainly,
I think
against Charlton.
I think it's untenable then.
certainly against Charlton. If we lose against Charlton at Proofield on Saturday, Jesus, I would like to be Edinburgh.
No, the place will go on Tuesday if I think even if we go behind. The problem is Walsall they're a good side.
They are.
I mean, they're not as
Well
good this year
organised.
as they are, but they play football in the right way.
Yeah.
And if you look at the goals we let in yesterday, the way we open up, and so easy to play through us. I think all they have to do is be patient, to be honest. And I mean, the last 3 games, we'll probably touch on it more in the next podcast, but we've lost, including the Secretary Trophy game, we've lost our last 3 games in the 88th, 89th and 90th minute. So I expect the message their managers will give to their players will be in the game with 10 minutes left, and chances are you'll go and win it. And
I'll tell you who's probably going to get a goal Tuesday night as well, Simon Jackson.
yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. But I don't know. Why is he our manager?
Don't know.
James says it's
Don't know.
only Scally can answer that, but hopefully it won't go on for too much longer. Next question is from Lee Clifton, who has asked, do you think the lack of pre-season games is one of the reasons for Gillingham's lack of match fitness and sharpness now?
Not lack of it. Lack of ability in opposition. For the life of me, why are we playing a League Two side, and why are we playing Billy Ricky?
Yeah.
Why are we playing those sort of sides? Pre-season, you want to see and you want to push your players to their real strengths, to their real fitness works. That even if you pulled 4 Premier League teams and they played the ball around you for 90 minutes, you're still getting a fitness work out of it.
Yeah.
That you're still running around, you're still learning things off them, how to be organised, how to be compact, and that's one thing we haven't been this year. And what are we learning off Billericay that are 5 or 6 divisions below us? Not anything.
Yeah, and even on the fitness point, I mean, the season's not just started now. We've played in all competitions, pushing 20 games.
Yep.
You can't tell me they still need to be looking at getting fit
No.
after 20 games. It should be there by now, and it's such a cop-out excuse that we're hearing it every week. It's the same on the radio. Yesterday they were saying after 70 minutes we looked flat on our feet. It shouldn't be happening. It's not an excuse. It doesn't.
Not as professional footballers. I played Wednesday night at Chatham Town in the cup final, and that size is a similar size of Pretil, probably the same size. My Sunday side went and won the game in the 88th and 90th minute because we were just fitter. You're telling me that Sunday League footballers are in it are fitter than pro footballers.
I think that's one of the big differences now compared to the start of last season. Last season we looked fit. We look at the first game of the season.
Yep.
We pressed for 90 minutes, and it was, I think, one of the biggest factors in our success in the first half of last season. And since the turn of the year, it has not been there.
Yeah.
And I think we're suffering as a result of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right. Next up is a question from Italian Jill, who was asked, are you looking forward to the FA Cup?
No. Not if we're getting along the side.
No, this is the problem. I think with the form we're in, it's one of them years where we're destined to draw a non-league team away and we'll go and get beat.
Yeah.
If Edinburgh's still in charge, that is.
Yeah, Maidstone.
Don't. Oh.
Are they still in it?
Yeah, they're in it.
Oh, great.
Remember the Dover farce a couple of years back?
Well, look what happened to Peter Taylor's reign. I think he went after the Brackley game, didn't he? Is that
it was
when he
one
got
of the
sacked?
last ones, yeah.
Yeah, just started raining, brilliant. But yeah, I think that is. I think if we get a non-league side, I mean, if he doesn't go this Saturday, and we wait until the FA Cup and he goes and gets a non-league side and go out, that will be the end of his reign.
Yeah.
But are we looking forward to the FA Cup? On current form, no.
It's a shame because you always want to look forward to it, didn't you? And sort of
this is
hope
great
you're going to get into round 3 at least and do what we do what we did in the League Cup, draw a big side. But the way that turned out, I'm not sure I want to go through that again.
We can use it as a bit of an outlet, a bit of a way to get away from our rut.
Yeah.
And maybe get a bit of confidence up.
Yeah. So, but we'll see what happens in tomorrow's draw. Go from there. Next question is from Ali Gills, who was asked, what are your thoughts on the Gills players getting pizza delivered after losing again? Now, the thing is with this, it sounds bad, and my initial reaction to it was that it's a bit of a disgrace, but apparently there is a little bit of logic behind it. It's not that unnatural a thing.
They use it for carbs, to get all their carbs back in. But
it doesn't look great, admittedly.
No, I mean, if they get Domino's delivered after losing 2-1 at the weekend, I mean, no, it's not great. But I mean, if they're using it to get their protein and carbs and stuff like that back into them, then what can you do? But, I mean,
so we've got to try something
healthier
different.
option, maybe bowls of pasta and stuff like that.
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, Southend United, but I remember one year Southend we were eating plates and plates full of pizza, and I think they were on a really bad run, so maybe blame the pizza. But I don't know really. I mean, if it's helping them, well, clearly it's not. I mean, if it's getting their carbs and stuff like that back into it, it's what it is, isn't it?
Right, next question is from Lewis Browning, who was asked, what is our best back four or back five, if you want to go down that route, including the goalkeeper? Right, so start if we're playing a back four first. I think Bond in goal, I think we'd probably agree on that one.
Yep.
Right back, it has to be Jackson, I think.
Chris Hurd?
Possibly, but I think the thing with him is it sounds like he's going to be more the closest player we've got to that Aaron Morris mould, where he might just sit, whereas we know Wright and Burton like to sort of go seeking the ball at times, whereas he might be the one better suited to play that defensive midfield role. So I'd probably stick with Jackson.
Yeah.
Aimer. Centre backs, you probably will have to say Aimer and Deji, because I mean this Cargill could be a League One PK for all we know, but are we ever going to see it?
Unfortunately, in answer to your question, Ali, is that the defence picks itself.
That's the problem.
However shit or well it's doing, you've got no other options, and there's no competition in that area, and it's a shame because that's our weakest area, and there's no competition in it. So
that's the thing. Even when we are back to full fitness, Cargill is the option, and Garmston when he comes back. There's still only two more options to we'll touch on it more later, but the rate we're conceding goals is a joke. And I don't think got the depth.
You play one holding midfielder that doesn't sit, you're going to bring right pressure to the back four.
Which leads us on to the next question from Dave Miller, who has said, we've tried multiple formations this season without success. Is it time to go back to the simple 4-4-2?
I
don't know if it means 4-4-2 as in flat 4-4-2 or diamond.
Well, we're playing a diamond at the moment.
That's what I thought. And well,
I mean, one of the formations we are playing is the diamond, and that is a 4-4-2 diamond.
I mean,
it worked for Leicester.
A flat 4-4-2 isn't, on the face of it, a bad idea, I don't think. But the only problem is that where do you accommodate Dak?
Yeah,
that's the only question. Unless you play 4-4-1-1, which then people might perceive that to be a little bit negative. We go out and play
4-4-1-1, but you play 4-4-2. Dak goes straight because he just wants the ball all the time.
Yeah,
which isn't a problem.
No,
but you've got the quality of the boy. You've got to build a team around him. 4-2-3-1.
That's what I think. Right, next up is from Henry Collier, who has said, do you reckon Scally is already looking at replacements for Jed? I hope so, to be honest.
I hope so. I listened to Kenny Jackett on the Football League show.
I was impressed
last night. He seemed very eager to get back into it, and what he said was everything that we need right now.
He fits.
He fits the bill.
I wasn't sure.
He wants to come in, make a difference. He's really chomping at the bit to try and get back in.
Kind of a team that's underachieving.
Yeah,
we are without doubt.
Yeah. A team that leaves a little bit of confidence. We are.
I had forgotten. I know it. Granted, it was probably a fairly easy task, but he has won championship from this league with Wolves. getting away. Don't matter how you do it, who you do it with. It's on his CV. He's done it. And obviously, we spoke about Cottrell a number of times. I don't think we'd go too far on with either of the two of them, to be honest.
No.
And I reckon Scally is, whether he's how much he's doing, but I think in his head he's probably starting to think now that it's probably not going to be far off.
Yeah.
It's probably time he started getting some names into his head.